Hello and welcome to my video. So in this video I will be drawing a giant self-portrait. So this assignment's actually for my drawing class, and so what we had to start off by doing was I photoshopped a image of myself, and as you can see there by the reference, it was like a bunch of pictures of me. It was a bunch of me photoshopped together, and then one of me was looking at the camera. And this one, this drawing right here, this is my first sketch on a separate piece of paper on like what the image was gonna look like, kind of like a maquette. Inside ceramics, it's like a mini model of what I'm gonna do bigger or more detailed later. And so this is like a small sketch, and obviously the proportions are off and there's no detail, and this really was only supposed to take like an hour, and it ended up taking like maybe an hour and a half or so. And then I also did some shading ink drawings to, preliminary my sketches for the final drawing, or like to make sure the final drawing was very detailed. And so this is me sketching the first sketch. This was actually inside class, so it was kind of hard to record, but yeah, I sketched out everything on the giant piece of paper, and this was a pretty big drawing, as you can see here. And I had a bunch of heads on the page. The assignment requirements were basically as follows. So we had to do a self-portrait. It had to have some like sort of meaning or symbolism or symbols or anything like that, and some sort of symbolic meaning to us. And I chose instead of just doing one drawing of or one face or one head of me, like a one bust, like one detailed drawing of me, which is what everyone else really went to. I decided I was going to Photoshop myself, and I was going to draw myself numerous times on the page, which made it pretty challenging drawing to finish, actually, because drawing yourself this many times is really hard, and I did not expect it to be this hard. But I got it done, and I'm actually pretty proud of the end result, which you'll see. And so I really had a hard time actually using charcoals, which is something I didn't expect to have a hard time with. I've used graphite obviously in the past, and I've shaded with graphite, and that's a lot easier for me, I found. But with with charcoal, it's a lot harder. For some reason, these charcoal pencils were just like rubbing a rock on paper. Like, it was like scratching the paper. It was so bad I couldn't use them. There were a few select ones that I ended up like just refusing to use, because every time I sharpened them, no matter how much I sharpened them, no matter how much I shaved them down, it sucked. It just straight out, the pencil was so bad. It was scratching the page, and I got really aggravated by that. But I ended up finding the pencils that worked for me, and I think if I was going to do this drawing again, I would probably use different charcoal pencils, because the charcoal pencils I was using, I think, were cheaper ones and just not the best. And then another challenge, like I mentioned, drawing yourself this many times was hard, but it was also very hard to get every single face or every single head to look the exact same. Then that was a big challenge. Taking the pictures of myself was actually pretty hard too, just because the perspective was always off, and so when I photoshopped it, it just looked awkward. I had photoshopped this image like for hours. It probably took me like 3 hours shamefully, and it shouldn't have taken me that long, but it took me so long to Photoshop this reference image, which I think definitely paid off in the end, because without this reference image, the drawing definitely wouldn't look this good, or look this proportionate at all. And like I said, it is really hard to draw yourself this many times consistently. Getting the hair consistent was pretty challenging, and then getting the eyes and the mouth was really hard. I found I struggled with drawing mouths, and that was pretty hard to get over. It just always looked awkward, and the way I shaded it, it was just looked weird. And then to transport this drawing from class, with my drawing class, to home, I literally just rolled it up and hoped that it didn't get creased, any wet or anything, or folded. I was just trying to be really careful with it, but it ended up surviving. I wrapped it in some newsprint too, to try to keep it from folding or anything like that, or getting wet, damaged. And I think I'm pretty proud of the end result. I do think there's some of the faces in the background that look a little bit proportionately off. Like some of them, the proportions are a little bit. The nose might be too big, but it's honestly it's my first time using charcoal as this big of a drawing. So I'll give myself some benefit of the doubt that I'll get better as I keep going, and it's not too bad. I did have a lot of fun with this project, and I did have a lot of fun seeing everyone else's projects inside class come along pretty nicely. A lot of the people inside class, they did symbolism that was like a symbol like representing maybe mental health or anything like that. This drawing for me, I was talking about like feeling original or feeling unique. So there's recently I've been having feelings like, what am I but a lost face in a population of such, so many people. So I drew myself a million times to represent that and to show that through my drawing. And I really liked how it came out. My drawing teacher actually said that she thought it was She thought it was like a sci-fi thing where it was like maybe drones or duplicates or clones, or like robots or something like that. That's what she got from the image, which is interesting because that's not what I was going for. But I think I can see where she came up with that idea. And then here's where the image really came together. I took some dark compressed charcoal and I just shaded in the background really nicely. And then this is the final results. Shading the bodies on the heads really brought it all together instead of just a bunch of floating heads on a page. I think it really unified the drawing, and I really liked how the contrast came out from the faces to the background. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and this is some of my other classmates too, drawings there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.